Maybe there's something in your physical body that feels like it needs some help. Maybe your neck's a little tight. Maybe it's a bigger life thing of like, okay, I'm in this relationship and I don't know where it's going, or it's something to do with your work or finances. So I'm going to give you a minute, just kind of tune in to you and tune in right now. So, you know, maybe you came with an agenda, but maybe it might even be different. Now you're kind of here connecting in. And then just pop that in the chat box so that I can see it. Cool. So John says, looking for ways to relax the mind and be present. We're going to get that for sure. Welcome, Ari. I think that's how you say your name. And then Jessica says, been a kind of hectic day. I'd like to be gentler with myself. Okay, understand that one. Sure. All right, Margaret, bring in more light and love in all aspects of my life. Tamia, is that how you say your name? Tamia. Thanks for having me. I'm here because I'm radically changing and experience grief, anxiousness, and sorrow and peace at the same time. Okay, good. I'm glad you're here. Alice, small order, looking for balance, and frankly, a new life's purpose. Okay. Becky, I'd love to improve my ability to readily let go of everything that is preventing me from moving forward with my life. That's life. Yep, it's a good journey, that one, isn't it? Jenny, working on developing more self-love. Well, beautiful. We're all like really ready to go to the next level of love and light and letting go and embracing peace and yeah, next level. Shannon says, feeling great. There's always a next level, indeed. Want to support my creaky left knee, get energized to move forward with a list of business to-dos. To see how to learn how to juggle the kids. Be careful, you might drop them. And work and be much less exhausted. Okay, more energy. Well, I think I promised that one, so we will definitely take you a step further in that. Forward, release extra water in my body, is holding on, new hydration, flow, fluidity, creative expression, a sense of power, strength, light, and love. Angie, overcoming fear of failure, living more fully. Emily, focusing on next level. Cool, so keep these coming in. I'm going to kind of read some of them and then we're going to get going. So I'm going to be recording today's session because I had some emails from people saying, can you please record it and make this available afterwards? So just so you know, you will be able to rewatch this one. I usually don't make them all available. So anything that you were like, oh, I want to remember that, or I want to practice that again, just know that you will be able to watch this one again. So here we go. Okay. So we're going to start by connecting to each other. So as you can see here, we've got beautiful, we can see, a bunch of our participants here, and then there's a lot more people on the call who can see us, but we can't necessarily see them. So I just want you to take a moment and just kind of first like connect into you and just notice, like, am I present in me in this moment? So often we go out there and we're interacting in the world and we're looking and we're searching for the things, whether to entertain us or to change how we're feeling, to inspire us. And now we're just going to kind of turn the perspective around, so as if you could like take your eyeballs out and kind of turn them back into you, and just see if you can literally like bring yourself inside of you, inside of your physical body. So this in here is where you are experiencing everything. So the world is going on, you're perceiving it through your senses, your brain is doing all kinds of computer work, and then you get the kind of result of that. And sometimes we're able to do a good job of receiving information and having a good experience. Sometimes our brain gets a little tongue-tied, twisted, and we experience something that we are not happy with. So we're just going to forget about the outside world for a moment and just go inside. So this is where you are experiencing. And then from this place, just allow yourself to imagine all the other participants who are here with us who are also connecting into them. So here I am being with me, and I'm aware that we're in this group, this connection around the planet. You can also imagine like you can zoom back and see yourself like in your room, wherever you are, in your house or at work, whatever country you're in, and just know that here we are connected around the planet with this collective intention to go deeper into us and find our individual next keys, our next level of energy, of love, of presence. And as we do this in a group, we're supported in our ability to do this because we are all collectively moving in the same direction. And as we witness others' shifts, it supports our own. And as we're able to have our own experience, it supports the whole. So just kind of acknowledge that this time that you're committing here is not just a gift for you, but it's a gift for our whole group, our whole community, and everyone who tunes in all over the planet. So just a little bit about how I am kind of navigating this experience. So there is science to show that every electron in the universe is connected to every other electron. So wherever you are in the universe, you have your own unique connection to all of that information. And I'm not going to go into it in great detail today. I can point you towards some resources and some interviews that I've done to bring in more science of that. But just know that you do have a connection to the universe. And you are able, and this develops with practice, to connect to vast information when it is appropriate for you to do so. You could call that intuition, but it kind of goes beyond intuition when we start to really bring the science and the experience together. So this is how I am connecting to all of you, and I'm connecting to you individually and as a group. So as you can see, we have lots of crossovers of what people are here to take their next steps in. And then I'm going to be navigating to see, okay, where are we going to go for this hour? Okay, so what I'm getting is that we're going to start with some links for our kind of mind, body, spirit, deeper subconscious us. So as you probably know, we have like maybe, they say like maybe 10% of our brain is conscious. And actually they've done studies now that say it's more like 1% in some people. And the rest of it is completely unconscious. So a lot of the actions that we take, all of the decisions that we make, there's a whole lot that is going on that is based on stuff we're not even aware of. And then on top of that, we have this intelligence, which is breathing us, it's reproducing our cells, it's, we're all digesting right now, our blood is circulating, the lymph is flowing. You are made up of this incredible, highly intelligent, self-organizing intelligence that we're not consciously aware of. You don't really want to be fully aware of all the things that are going on all the time, or else you would go a little crazy and be like, oh my gosh, I've got to focus on my blood circulating and I better take a breath and did I digest? So we have this intelligence and it works to heal us, to help us grow, to give us new inspirations, new insights. This is where our energy is coming from. But when we have stress due to life, it kind of creates kind of too much impact, too much like outside, stress. So if you kind of plug lots of plugs in, it goes too much information, and the communication systems within this kind of web of your body-mind start to become compromised. So what we're going to do is find out where are some of these areas that we can all improve today. So we're going to start with, okay, so we're going to start with emotional release. So, and actually somebody said today, getting rid of grief, and we are actually going to the emotion of grief. So grief is a really interesting emotion, because usually we just kind of equate it with, when somebody dies, we grieve, or your pet dies, or something big happens in our life. But actually we're grieving consistently because we're constantly changing. Things are constantly moving in and moving out of our life, even the end of this day or the end of a vacation or the end of this webinar. There's going to be a part of you that's like having to let go of that version that you were an hour ago or a day ago. So we're going to do emotional release of grief from the chest, and this is just going to help us to let go of who we were like 10 minutes ago. And there's another part to this. It's linking to something to do with the pelvis. Okay, and it's to do with how we feel like we fit in to like our tribe. Humans love to do things in groups. We kind of get together and we do things together, and that is like a human instinct. And when we start to change, if the people that have been part of our tribe, who we've been surrounding ourselves with, aren't changing as well, it can be really challenging for us to take the steps forward that we want to take. And so what we're doing is we're getting our body, and the pelvis represents grounding and foundations and fitting in and many, many other things. We're getting our pelvis, like if you can imagine your pelvis, like that's its job. It's like, I'm here to support you and to help you feel grounded and to fit in. We're helping it, so its perspective, to kind of rethink how it chooses to feel like it's fitting in and feel stable from that state of fitting in. Because sometimes as we shift our community, our friends, who we interact with, it can feel very unstable. And so this is going to help us to feel stable as maybe our relationships are changing, or we're connecting to new people. We're just kind of finding a tribe that really supports our evolution. Okay, and then it's all linking to the prefrontal cortex, which is the most evolved part of your brain. It's in the front here. And this part of our brain is to do with imagining. So humans are the only animals, as far as they know, who have the ability to put ourselves in somebody else's perspective. So we can take ourselves and be like, okay, what does she think? Or what does he think? Or how is he feeling? And we create these stories, which sometimes are true. Sometimes we're able to like tune in and maybe we feel empathy, and sometimes we get distorted. So we have an idea of that person doesn't like me, but we've made it up in our head, and it's not necessarily true. So we're linking all of this to the prefrontal cortex and our brain's ability to imagine. And it's also the most evolved part of our brain, as I said, so it's also the part which is self-aware. So we as humans are self-aware beings. We're taking action, we're doing things, and we're aware that we're doing it. Okay, so I don't need to say anything else more about that. There's one more link to this. It's linking to our eyes, and there's a definition on the eyes of seeing new possibilities. Oh, sweet. All right. So you can click the turn. She's done it. Thank you, Emily. She's typed all that out for us, so you can also read it. So what we're going to do is for you to get your body to go and take a look at these things and see, is there anything it's ready to improve in these areas? We're going to do simple tapping. We're going to tap over the brain. So we're literally saying to the brain, hey brain, go take a look, go see these things, go send your awareness into these areas. Can you improve any of this? And then we're going to tap over the heart, because the heart is where we remember. We say learn things by heart. It's like we're kind of getting the computer to update, and then we're hitting save on the computer. So you're going to tap head and heart, and then we're just going to imagine, and you can actually use your hands as well to just encourage it, emotional release of grief from the chest. So if there's any grief in the chest, your brain is now going to be able to go take a look, be like, oh yeah, there's some, let's scoop it out. And you're going to take it down to the diaphragm, so kind of just at the base of the ribs, and keep breathing. And keep tapping. So you've got emotional release of grief on the chest. And then it's linking to the pelvis, so maybe just touch your pelvis, to do with how we are fitting in and finding our tribe, and maybe changing tribes, changing the people we're surrounding ourselves with, so that we really feel supported in our evolution, surrounded by a community who also shares that. And then it's all linking to the prefrontal cortex, and then just put your hand on the front of your brain. You can imagine in there, underneath your hand, underneath the skin, underneath your skull, you have the brain. You might even feel some like tingles under your hand. The prefrontal cortex is being woken up. And then it's all linking to our eyes, so you can just touch your eyes. To how we're able to see new possibilities. Okay, good. All right, so I've got another link. Okay, so now we're going to get our bodies to improve lymph circulation in the brain. So technically there isn't actually lymph in the brain, but we do have cerebrospinal fluid, so there is a natural process of cleaning that happens. So, just like you need to clean your house regularly, we need to clean our brains regularly. And sometimes, particularly if you're running around and there's too many things to do and you're so busy, the body doesn't feel like it has the time and resources to be able to go clean up there. So we can kind of just get a little kind of backed up with cobwebs and trash. So we're going to now take this time and say, okay, brain, let's see what cleaning needs to happen up there. And the other interesting thing about this is if you have a thought and you keep having it over and over and over and over, and you're like, okay, thoughts, like, go away, I've thought you already, like, can I have some new ones, please? Often it's literally that we just need to do a cleaning or kind of vacuum on our brain. So we're also going to help cleanse away any thoughts that we're really over. We don't need anymore. Okay, so we've got lymph within the brain. Okay, and that's it. I'm going to put full focus to that. So you're going to put one hand on your spleen, which is on the left. So this is my left hand. And I'm going to put it just at the base of my ribs here. So the spleen is in here. It's kind of behind the stomach. It's a big lymphoid organ. So we're just directing our body's wisdom to go and take a look at, okay, send some of that spleen cleansing energy to the brain. So you're going to put the other hand on your head. And then you're just going to tap. So you just tap with the hand that's on your head, tap over the head, and tap over your heart. And then again, just put your hand on your head. So we're thinking, okay, cleansing, cleaning out the brain. And then maybe just take the other hand and you can tap over your hand. Cleaning out excess thoughts, byproducts. Maybe sometimes you feel like your brain can overheat. It's going to be like cleaning it all out. And again, tapping head, heart. That's good. Okay, and rest. Okay. So now we're going to go on and experience a little Franklin method, and I think we might be coming back to a couple more links later. So where are we going to go? We're going to go to an organ. Okay, we're going to bring some movement to the kidneys and some extra energy to the kidneys. So some of us said we'd like some more energy. I'm just actually seeing Laurie's message here saying desiring willpower. So in order to have willpower, we need to have enough power. And when we have enough power, we don't actually need the will because it just can happen. So we're actually going to take us beyond willpower, because willpower is when it's like you're pushing really hard and you're willing it to happen, and that's really tiring and hard work. So we're going to actually move to the kind of next place where we can connect to our body's natural power, natural energy resource, and use that to kind of easily inspire our next steps. So we're going to rub our hands together. So just rub your hands. Oh, and just notice how you're feeling as we're doing this. So maybe your head feels a little clearer. Hey Gregory, is that your son? Yeah. What's his name? I like that we have children come join these. It's really cool. I like it. Okay, and then just take your hands apart a little and just feel the space between your hands. And you can just kind of pulse them in and out a little. And you may feel something between your hands. You can just move them in little circles. And just notice if you move your hands apart, it's almost like it kind of disappears. Moving them back again, it's like there it is. And if I asked you, how does this feel to you? You're all going to have probably a slightly different way of describing it. So maybe you'd say it feels like magnets, or it feels like a ball of energy, or a ball of rubber bands, or magnets. Did I say magnets already? Yeah. I guess I'm feeling magnets right now. Like, when you kind of push magnets together and kind of push apart. So you are now experiencing your energy. As you notice when you move your hands, it's not there anymore. That's pretty cool. So now we're going to take it up a cool notch. So we're going to take this energy that is in our hands and we're going to place it on our kidneys. So you're going to place your hands in your lower back. So kind of like where your back goes in a little, you're going to place your hands there. And I'm actually going to pull up a picture of the kidneys. Turn it on. Okay, so while that's turning on, your hands are on your lower back, and you're just going to do some little circles and imagine that you can send this energy that you felt radiating from your hands to your kidneys. So your kidneys are in there. We all have them. Couldn't survive very long without kidneys. They are working for you all of the time. So your kidneys help filter the blood. And in Chinese medicine theory, they also are very responsible for housing the qi. So the qi being the energy. I'm just finding my picture of the kidneys in here. Where is it? Here we go. Organs. So just keep your hands on your kidneys. I'm going to show you a picture here. Actually, first of all, I'm just going to show you this picture. Hopefully you can. So, can you see that all right? Emily, can you turn this light out? Thank you. So, is that better? Can you see yourselves in the reflection? So you see here, so that's, you've got all this stuff inside of you. So that's your liver, gallbladder, stomach, lungs, intestines. And if we go around the back, oh, you see those are your kidneys. You see them in there? There, in there. So either side of your spine, they're kind of nuzzled in there, the base of your ribs. And if I just zoom in on this, which I can, so I call this app. This is called 3D Anatomy. Can you see there? You've got these kidneys, and they have these little hats on, which are your adrenal glands. And then you've got this long tube, the ureter, and then your bladder, and then that's where you go pee-pee. So what we're going to do, we're going to imagine our kidneys, we're going to send some energy to our kidneys, and then we're also going to imagine this tube here, the ureter. So I'm going to put this down for a sec. So you're going to put your hands on your kidneys, or I guess you still have your hands on your kidneys. And just imagine that you can send that warmth, that vibrancy to your kidneys. And you're going to gently just push in a little, and you're going to imagine that you can lift your kidneys up. So I am just pressing into my lower back, and I'm gently lifting my kidneys. Oh, doesn't that feel nice? Some kidney support. Kidneys like, oh, thank you. Oh, that feels so good. I can just like rest for a moment. And then just slowly let go. And just give your arms a shake. And put your hands back again. And we're going to do it one more time. So you're just imagining you can send that warmth, softness to your kidneys, and you're just going to gently push in a little and lift up. You're just cradling, supporting your kidneys. And just take a couple of nice deep breaths with this kidney lift. And just imagine you can breathe to your kidneys. And your kidneys are moving as you're breathing, because they're right under the diaphragm, and that's moving as you're breathing. And then just slowly let go and rest your arms for a moment. And just notice how you feel. I don't know about you, but my mind is really quiet right now. I'm just like, oh. So just notice if that did anything for your state of being. Maybe you feel more relaxed, maybe you feel more energized, maybe you feel relaxed and energized, maybe your posture's changed, maybe it's easier to sit, maybe your lower back feels different. So just take a minute just to notice, how do you feel? Because your ability to really notice the change in you is the key for it to stay. So when your nervous system goes, oh yeah, I do feel that, I do feel a difference, then you're able to say, okay, let me take that on. And then we can keep progressing rather than having to go back over the same things over and over. So just take a minute, notice how you feel, and then I'd love to just hear a couple of your experiences. So if you want to share a word or two, well, I have some tea and water. Cool. So John says, I'm sitting more upright where before I was slouching on my chair. Isn't that cool that, you know, you just have it now, John? So if I was to say to you before, sit upright, sit up straight, don't slouch, what would you have done? Nothing would have really changed. You probably just got a little like tense and frustrated because you're like, ugh, but it doesn't feel good. And now you just have it. So this is the key. We really want to take ourselves through experiences where we just experience the results and we don't have to try, because as soon as you are trying, you don't have it. You're trying. You're not in experience. So so now we just have it. So we've got feel more relaxed. My heart expanded. Cool. Jenny says, wow, my body is totally relaxed. My mind calm. I just got the chills really a lot as I was reading that. And I can really feel my breath moving through my body. Yay, Jenny. Shanna says, spine feels lifted, feeling more space within my pelvis, posture definitely improved, mind quieter and breath fuller. Sandra, feeling more calm and peaceful, a warmth moving through my body. Quiet in my mind, peaceful in my body, feel more relaxed and supportive. By an invisible, fluffy cloud, while also entering into better body posture. Oh. Yeah, so John said, I would have done it in the beginning, but then fall back to the slouch, exactly. Energy in my pelvis, mind is clear, warm. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. They give me this is why I do what I do, because it's so amazing and it can be so simple and so profound when we know how. So we're going to take this another step. So we're going to stay with our kidneys, and I'm going to just transmit this soft feather boa through my computer. So everyone just imagine or like reach out and touch the feather boa. Ah, it's really soft, soft and supportive. It's really nice. So at some point in your life, I'm sure you have felt something very soft. Maybe it was your cat, maybe it was some feathers, maybe it was feathery, soft. I mean, it's usually animals that kind of feel the soft like this. So we're going to bring in that feeling of softness. So I want you to imagine, okay, when or can I remember feeling something very soft? So we all understand softness, but we're all going to have had different life experiences that we're now recalling to be able to recreate this image. So go to your unique moment in time where you remember feeling something very soft. And maybe you can remember what it felt like on your skin. And then we're going to take that feeling of softness and we're going to again go back to the kidneys and imagine that we can engulf the kidneys in softness. So imagine you can take your ball of soft and you're going to take it to your kidneys. You're going to put your hands on your kidneys again. And just imagine those kidneys in there so they're kind of hanging out. Maybe they were a little frazzled before and now they're starting to relax. And just imagine you can surround them in softness. So again, let's just gently lift the kidneys and see, can I bring in softness? And maybe just move your body a little. So I'm just going to kind of gently sway side to side. And can you imagine that as you're just gently swaying, you feel that softness supporting, lifting, nurturing the kidneys. And then go and rest. Maybe you feel even another rush of energy. I said we were going to go for Eureka, but changed my mind. We're actually going to now connect our kidneys to the heart, to your heart. So now, you know, it's interesting, everyone's talking about their hearts and speaking from their heart and follow your heart. And that's great, but it also does make us think, okay, well, what is my image of my heart? Is it like a kind of cartoon drawing, which is fine, or is it more anatomical, or is it like an energy, or is it like a spinning heart chakra? Like, how do you think of your heart? And there's no wrong or right way other than we probably, you know, you probably notice that you think of it in the same way, or maybe you just think, oh no, my heart is tight and restricted. Or there's this constant kind of struggle to find your heart or to open your heart. So just notice, okay, how do I think about my heart? And then how do I feel my heart right now? If I do. So we're going to just have a go back to this lovely anatomy app here, because what's really nice is, you know, we can all have different images for our heart, but we all have the same anatomy. So it's really nice, so we can actually join in a consensus when we, you know, look at the heart. We can say, okay, well, we all have the same physicality, so let's start there, and then from there we can branch out and, you know, bring in our own images and experiences. So I'm just coming back here. So you see that the heart there is between the lungs. So it's really, you can't even really see it that well. It's like kind of nuzzled in there. And if I go to the heart here, well, this is a kind of, oh, there we go. So that is that is the anatomical, or at least this version of the anatomical picture of your heart. See, it's not actually that heart-shaped, although the heart is actually, it's a muscle, and it's actually a spiral muscle. Okay, so you're going to put your hand on your heart. So when your hand is here, it's on your chest, it's on your sternum, it's on your clothes, and then you've got to think down some layers. So think in past your skin, past your sternum, so you can feel your sternum there. So inside you've got, like, it's about the size of your fist, so you can imagine like a fist behind your hand, and there's your heart. And can you imagine it as a three-dimensional object? So rather than just being you know, a flat thing, can you really imagine it three-dimensionally? And then you're just going to imagine, here's my sponge again, you're going to imagine that your lungs, you've got two lungs either side of your heart, that they can just gently support your heart. So maybe take, so you maybe have your right hand on your heart, and let's put our left hand on our left lung. So you've got your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your left lung. And we're just going to take a little bend towards the left. So just bend to your left. And as you do, can you imagine that the heart is just resting into that left lung? And then as you come back up, the heart is just kind of coming back, resting next to the lung. And as you bend to the left, the heart just lifts a little and rests into that left lung. Can you really let it be supported, like into the sponge? And then slowly coming up, and the heart is just resting back down next to the left lung. So that's whole left lung and heart. Let's just do it 2 more times. So we're going to go to the left, let the heart rest in the left lung, supported there, and slowly coming back up, let the heart just come back to its more central place. And one more time, getting to the left, let the heart rest. And slowly back up. And just rest your arms for a moment and just notice the two sides. You just notice the left side of your body compared to the right side of your body. Maybe take a breath into the left lung, a breath into the right lung. Maybe move the left arm, move the right arm. Notice which side feels more free, more alive, more flexible. And which side are you able to be more present with? So do you notice how now if you imagine the left side, it's like, yeah, I can be there. I can be present with this experience. And if you go to the right side, maybe it feels a little like empty almost. Just like a big block of there. So Tamia says my left side is clearer. So John, I think you said you wanted to have more presence. This is presence. So, you know, if someone says to you, be present, be present, be present, and you're like, I'm trying to be present. And often you end up making yourself less present because you're trying to be present. And like, who's being present anyway? Oh my gosh, you can drive yourself crazy. But here we just notice, oh, I just am. I can just experience this more. Rebecca is saying that she says she feels more present on the left, but the left side also feels heavier to me. Does it feel heavy in a like, so what I'm guessing, and tell me if this is right, is that it almost feels like, it's kind of like let go of some of the tension maybe, and it's just like, oh, does it feel like that? Or does it feel like maybe we've kind of brought some awareness to some other things that are coming up? Is it more that? Okay. Yeah, so as we, you know, we're going in and we're shining the light and we're bringing our ability to see ourselves to these more intricate places, if there's stuff in there, and there probably is, that, you know, our bodies have like stored, you know, if it's been neglected for a long time, if maybe there's some sadness there, or there's some emotion, you know, from whenever, from 10 years old, then that also, you may also start to feel that. So just breathe and trust that your body is able to process it. And once we do the other side, you may also feel that like balances out. Cool. All right, so you're going to put your left hand on your left, no, on your heart. You only have one heart. And then you're going to put your right hand on your right lung. So my book says droopy as opposed to contracted heaviness. Yeah. Okay, so can you imagine your heart? So notice how maybe, you know, it can be challenging sometimes to stay in this level of focus for a prolonged period of time. We're doing really good. So can I go in, imagine the 3 dimensions of my heart, like the size of my fist. It has weight. It's in there. It's constantly boom, 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 beating for us. It's doing all kinds of magical jobs. And then the left lung. So just maybe just rub your hand all the way up to the top of your shoulder, down to the bottom of your ribs. All that, and around the back. That's all your lung, right lung. And now we're going to just take a little side bend to the right. And can I allow my heart to rest into my right lung? And then slowly coming back up. Let the heart hang in between. And again, bending to the right. Let the heart rest, be supported by that right lung. And slowly heart is going back down, lung is kind of rebounding. You can imagine that it's just sinking into a nice warm feather bed, soft and sinking, and it's being rebounded up. And 2 more times, so the heart is resting into the lung. You just let it rest. And slowly recover. And last time, can I see my heart? Can I imagine it all the way around, just resting, being supported? And slowly come up. Now you're going to take your hands and just brush them up your heart and just let your arms kind of radiate out. And we're going to imagine a high lifted heart. So your heart is supported between your lungs and it's just radiating up and out. And it's radiating up and out. So now maybe we can bring in the image of some light. So you're just radiating up, let your heart shine up. Can you imagine that? The heart just beaming up, lifting. And let's just do 2 more, lifting heart up. And last one, heart up. And just kind of shake it out. Notice how you feel. I feel just like, oh, yeah, just good. Look good. Maybe I can see it. Great, I can see it. Anyone feel more energy circulating? So we didn't eat anything. We didn't take any special energy pills. I didn't plug you into a like energy machine. You didn't go to sleep. You got more energy. Wow. Hey, Becky says, wow, a lot lighter and freer on my right side. Hannah says, I feel awake, eyes brighter, and a bit tingly, more energy in my face, definitely lighter. So you can do this all the time. And then the opportunity is, how do I take this experience into my life? So it's not like I go and do something good for myself and then I go back to work and then feel all tight and restricted and icky. Like, no, you are you all the time, and you can constantly be present, you know, unleashing, uncovering more of this natural support that you have inside of you, and then you get to practice it when you're walking down the street, or when you're with your children, or when you're at work, or when you wake up in the morning. Let's all try tomorrow morning. When you wake up, maybe you're like, oh my goodness, I don't want to wake up. And you say, oh yeah, I remember Laura said, I'm going to imagine my heart just lifting and being supported by my lungs, and remember that I felt the energy that my body has. So right now, just make a mental note to self. I feel this. This isn't somebody telling me that I just have to believe and follow them and do every single step they say, and at one point in the distant future I might get this result. No, I feel this now and I can recreate it. I have everything inside of me to recreate it. So when we wake up tomorrow, let's all do this and imagine it and kind of connect to that place, and then let's share that with somebody. So you can please come share it with me on my Facebook wall. I really like getting your messages. You know, share it with your friends, share it with your family, share it with your children. Like, they can do this too. So we are going to run over for 5 minutes, if that's okay with everyone. Because I did promise that we would link the kidneys to the heart, and I don't know about you, but my kidneys and heart would be upset if I didn't follow through on that promise. So we're going to imagine the connection from our kidneys to our hearts. So, okay, so you're just going to put your hand on your heart. And then you're going to put your hands on your kidneys. I think kidneys. And then you're just going to take one hand off and like tap over your head and heart, and just see if you can imagine now all 3 of these incredible organs that you have. So your 2 kidneys and your heart. And see if you can imagine them like having a dialogue. And so just go back and forth between holding your kidneys and holding your heart. That's cool, Jamie. She says, I shared this technique with my friend in Florida, and his response was, this is amazing and yet easy. Why do we not do this always? Good question. I ask myself that all the time. But hey, we do now, right? And the other one, kidney's heart, kidney's heart. And, you know, you'll probably start spotting more of our laugh family walking down the street, because there'll be people walking down the street with a big inane grin on their face, being like, oh, I just feel really good. Sometimes I'm like, people must think I'm really crazy. I mean, I have days where you know, I don't feel so great, but on the whole, I would say I walk down the street with a big smile on my face, and then I go to dance class, and I'm like, wow, my arm is the coolest thing ever, and everyone else is kind of just like, same thing again. So I am obviously passionate to share this with more people, because as we all share it, it grows in us. And in order for you to share it, you have to feel it. So we have another free webinar tonight. It will be totally different. I mean, same but different. It'll be another unique group of people. Please come join us again. Please share this. Because everyone has this inside of them, and the more we all start to live it and breathe it and know it and light it up in others, the more we all shift to higher and higher levels of joy and awesomeness, and finding our passion and knowing our mission and all the things that we asked for in the beginning. So did everyone feel that they took at least a little step, maybe a huge quantum leap towards receiving the thing that they turned up for today? Or, so yeah, go please share that. And if you are ready, if you are ready to take this a whole nother leap and come join us for Holy Shift. For those of you who don't know, I'll give you a quick intro. Holy Shift is a 4-week program that starts a week on Monday. It's the most amazing thing I've ever done. Shanna is in it. She's coming back. Becky is in it. Emily's in it. Jamie's in it. Hopefully some of you will come join us, and Ford is here. A testimony to say that they're turning up for the free webinars, because you know, once you start tapping into this, you really can't get too much of it. You're just like, give me more, give me more. I can get better and better and better. We are going on a magical adventure ride from January 28th for 4 weeks. We're going to be meeting twice a week, just like this. So what you experience today is a well, we're just doing an hour, but the sessions will be 90 minutes. A magical adventure ride through, basically, you're gonna get gift after gift after gift of like receiving more energy, connecting more to yourself, releasing the emotions, letting go of the belief systems. We're gonna be like steaming through it, and it will be fun, and it will be easy. And there are times where it feels a little bumpy, and there are times where it feels a little like, oh my goodness, what's going on? But because we have such an amazing community, we hold each other in the trust that we are all supported. We all have everything we need individually, and we come from that place to be this supportive, amazing group network. I've never experienced any community like it, because we're learning how to tap into you, and we're learning the science of the universe. We're learning how we're connected, and we're bringing ourselves into a state of being, and not just in a like thinky place. It's really awesome, and it is very much Holy Shift. There's lots of testimonials. You can read them if you go to the Holy Shift page. So if you're ready to be like, oh yeah, I want to sign up for that, you can sign up at laurensfranklin.com/Holy Shift. Emily's typing in the link. So the page is, all the information is on the page. my website is in the middle of being upgraded, so it's all clearer and simpler and prettier. But for now, that's the page you're getting with all the information on it. The start date is January 28th, so a week tomorrow. And I have scheduled 6 Holy Shift sessions for this year. And if you know, I know that the past Holy Shifters are, I'm sure, going to be signing up for the whole year. If you know you want to participate in the whole year, there is a discount. So the information is on that page, and people who are in Holy Shift before, I have to send you the email with all the details for your special returning rate. So stay tuned for that. I will try and get that to you today. Any questions? Anything anyone wants to share? Anything? Thank you so much for being here and experiencing this with me. I can see a couple of people typing. So if there's no more questions, yay! Oh, that's cool. John says, thank you for the shifting my gears in the right direction. Yay. Thanks, Becky. I do feel very light. And that's then my job is to shine it and help you shine your amazing light too. So thank you for being here. Shanna says, it's amazing support, not just from Laura and the group, but for your own body, on demand, wherever. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and thank you, Emily, because Emily is a huge, huge, amazing support to me and us and the whole group, and she's it wouldn't be so fun without her, and I'm really blessed because she moved in downstairs. So we totally have an easy commute now. I'm like, come on, Emily, webinar starting. That's really funny, literally. I'll make you a video. Okay, so on that note, thank you so much for being here. So much love. Please share this right on my Facebook wall. And I will see you maybe later tonight if you want to come back, or I'll see you Monday. I'll see you next Thursday. I'll see you on North Daily. See you on the web space time.